Oh, this is so sick. It is so fun. It's getting super steep. The whole road on the way in has all these embedded rocks and cool ruts, and I'll just tell you, my truck feels unstoppable. I've got it in four-wheel drive. I don't even have to lock the hubs, and this little baby just crawls right up everything. It's so cool.
Give you an idea of what the road looks like ahead. This is steep and narrow, lots of embedded rocks, and it's super fun, I have to admit.
So this continues to be an amazing road. I've been running some of these really steep sections in 4 low, which is amazing. My little truck just creeps right up everything. It's awesome. I've been really trying to pick good lines. You know, that's something that we always try to do on the motorcycles, and it works for your truck too, except for you have 2 wheels to think about instead of just 1 line of wheels. But it's been a great drive, and I am so happy with how the vehicles are performing.
The road up here, oh my God. That road was definitely the longest, hardest road I've ever taken the van on. And that's saying a lot, but this one was something. It went on for a while. It took us about an hour and a half to get up here, but it got consistently harder and steeper and looser and rougher. But we made it all the way up to the summit here. It's almost 6,000 feet of elevation. Wow, I have to say this is amazing. This is truly take my breath away, kind of amazing. I don't think I've been to a place in Arizona that I've seen such a stunning panorama of landscape, like 360 degrees around. This is just outstanding. And right now we're up here just before sunset. There's a modern communication facility up here, and then there's this silver building over here that was once upon a time part of a Smithsonian Institute astro observatory up here, because the skies are so incredibly clear at nighttime up here. It was a good place to do that kind of thing. It's cooled off up here. It's got a little breezy, and we're gonna just set up camp. We got the van and the truck right here. We're on top of the mountain. The sun's going down over here, the moon is rising over here, and it's just phenomenal.
This is incredible. My goodness, what an awesome drive. First of all, that was such a great vehicle adventure. That was true four-wheel drive vehicle activity right there. I don't typically do things like that in my truck, and it was so much fun. It was bumpy and gnarly and rugged, and it was amazing. And now we are on top of the world. I mean, rarely, and I've lived in Arizona for about 10 years now, but rarely do you see a view this expansive and this incredible. It's a chilly night at the campsite tonight, and I'm thinking that some hot apple cider with bourbon is going to be the cocktail of the evening. So I'm going to warm up the cider and I'm going to make us some amazing cocktails. So for a recipe like this, I'm going to measure how much apple cider I need because I don't necessarily want to heat up more than what I want. And we're making 2 drinks tonight, so I'm going to put 2 cups worth of apple cider, leaving a little bit of room for the bourbon. So these cups are super awesome. They're from a company called Drink Tanks, but they have ounce markers on the inside, 1 ounce, 2 ounces, and 5 ounces. And then to the top, it's 10, which is so cool because for making a cocktail that you're building in the glass, you have your ounce markers right in there, so you don't need to measure your booze. You don't need to use a jigger or anything like that. You just pour it into the line of your choice and then top it off with apple cider in this situation. There are a lot of great whiskeys and bourbons and ryes and all of the delicious brown grain distilled liquors out there. But Bulleit is so readily available that we end up with a bottle of this in our truck on a regular basis. So this is what's going in our bourbon apple cider tonight. It's Bulleit 95 rye. You can get it basically anywhere these days, which is great. So this is just coming to a boil. So we'll put some bourbon in our cups and top it off with apple cider. So you can put anywhere from 1 to 2 ounces of rye in your hot apple cider. I'm going to kind of split the difference because, you know, we might have more than one tonight. So, I mean, you can put as much in there as you want, but that's kind of what we have right now. So we've got about 1.5 ounces in each cup, and then I'm going to top it off with apple cider. Right, these are going to be delicious.
Oh,
I love this little charcoal camp you've got set up for us.
so awesome, huh?
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
What a great day. So I think these coals are about ready to start cooking some dinner on. What do you think?
They're looking pretty good.
So we have chicken wrapped in bacon, and we have jalapenos wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love jalapenos and bacon.
I feel like I should cook like a vegetable too, or something like that. Maybe not wrapped in bacon.
Jalapeno's a vegetable.
I guess that works.
I always keep a bag of charcoal in the van because you never know when you're going to need it. You'll get in situations where you can't find firewood.
Yep.
Or I've even been in situations where I wanted to cook something in a parking lot.
Right.
And so
Totally.
I just have this little pan and some charcoal and cook up a meal. I don't have to build a campfire and wherever, you know, you don't want to build a campfire. And then when I'm done, it's just ashes to get rid of. And it creates a nice little ambiance. It gives you some warmth. It's just always good to have a bag of charcoal when you travel. And you know how much I love cooking on charcoal.
Totally. I always like to travel with a bottle of bourbon. So between the two of us, we're doing okay. You know, so one of the things that I find, particularly traveling solo or just the two of us, is that sometimes it's hard to buy just a little bit of food. And anytime I'm on the road, I try and find a deli counter so I can just buy a single piece of meat or just enough food for for the party that I'm traveling with, as opposed to ending up with this whole huge package. And what do you even do with all that stuff if you can't transport it? So we stopped at the Safeway the other day and picked up 3 bacon-wrapped jalapenos and 3 bacon-wrapped chicken breasts, which is just enough for the 2 of us tonight. So shout out to Safeway or whoever your local grocer is. And I'm going to get these all packaged up. We'll do the jalapenos in some foil so it gets the cheese a chance to melt. And we'll just do the little chicken breasts all wrapped up in bacon directly on the grill. Shout out to whoever it was at Safeway who took the time to meticulously wrap these jalapenos stuffed with cream cheese in bacon. But we really appreciate that person right now because it's going to make a delicious dinner.
All right, so it's the end of the night. We've had a great meal, and I'm looking forward to getting a little shut-eye up here on top of this mountain. And so I'm just going to quickly show you what that looks like, how we turn the van into our bedroom, basically. Right now it's sort of in afternoon mode, where we have a couple of seats right here that we can use to sit, have dinner, have a little table here. I'm going to move some things around and turn it into bed mode. So this table goes up front between the 2 seats. And then in the back here, I've got it designed so that I have these 2 cabinets down here. And I built these myself, and they lift up right here so you can access the 12-volt battery, lithium battery that's charged by the solar on the roof. And over here in this one is a little bit more food storage. And up here I've got these 2 mattresses that are pushed back, but I'm going to bring one of them forward and we're going to turn it into bed mode. And so in order to do that, I've got a board right here. It just slides down in this area. And then I'm going to go get this cooler that's right here. And so for now, I just put this cooler here as like a little bit of extra mattress support. And then I'll move the frying pan, and it's really about as simple as taking this mattress and just pulling it forward like this. And now we have a giant full-size sleeping mattress for 2. And then I just reach up here, grab the old sleeping bag like that, and I've got pillows stashed down below here, plenty of pillows, and another blanket. Basically, you get the idea. Now we've got a really nice, comfortable, full-size bed. It's so simple and so easy, and we're going to get a really great night's sleep, and we're going to see you guys when the sun comes up.
I love getting up to see the sunrise. It always feels really special. It's not that we're like sleeping late kind of people, but it takes an extra special kind of early to get up and see the sunrise. You know, especially in the summer, but even in the fall and winter. And it's something that we always do when we're out camping or we're out in the woods. And it's a really important part of being out here because it really helps make the day as long and full and rich as possible.
And I always try to be a sunrise person because it's such a good time of day to get out and get good pictures. You know, the lighting can be really good. But it doesn't quite happen for me as often as I would like. I'm definitely more of like a sunset photographer than a sunrise photographer. But I will say that some of my most memorable moments are from sunrise. And this is definitely going to be one of them. I can tell right now just looking out at these layers of mountains.
It's epic. It's like we're staring down on a topographic map of the world because we're so high up, and the land here is so dramatic. It's really beautiful.
It's like watching the world being born.
It's just the earth spinning in the direction of the sun. It's just one of those places where celestial happenings are like, you feel like you're in the sky, like you feel so close to the sky here, you know. And it's not like it's the highest mountain in the world by any means, but it's the highest thing around, that's for sure. But
doesn't have to be the highest mountain in the world to get the feeling that you can get from coming to a place like this. Just like you don't have to drive down the remotest, roughest road to have an adventure.
This is true. This is very true. It's all what you make of it.
Wow, it really doesn't get much better than this. We spent the night up here on this mountain last night, had a great sunset, and then we got up early this morning to watch the sunrise, and it was so beautiful. I've been shooting video all morning, and I did some really, really incredible drone photography. And now Eva's in the van cooking us up some breakfast. So we're gonna have a really good breakfast, maybe another cup of coffee, and then we're gonna hit the road down from this mountain. This looks really good.
It's gonna be really good.
Did you put hot sauce on it?
No,
No?
I didn't put anything on it except for eggs and cheese.
Mmm.
That was so fun, wasn't it?
That was the best.
What a treat.
That was the best. So we just made it down from the top of the mountain. It probably took 2 or 3 hours. It was really crawling down there. But the best part was that you just get to see view after view after view as you're coming down. So really a spectacular road to drive on.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with my van, for an older vehicle in 1999. I feel like she's hanging in there. I just put 150,000 on the odometer on this trip.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so she's hanging in there, and she was a great home for us up on top of the mountain. And I'm just so glad that you guys joined us for this adventure down here in Arizona. There's lots more to come. What are your final thoughts, Eva?
Gosh, well, I mean, epic vistas, incredible driving, gorgeous Arizona weather. I think that about sums it up. It was an awesome weekend. The drive up was wonderful and adventurous. The drive down was just epic and scenic beyond belief. You could see the road just winding into the distance, over ridges, around corners, and it was just such a beautiful drive. We saw this cool little buck. He was just like a little 2-point on each side, and he was just such a groovy little addition to this morning's nature. And you know what was so cool? When you were taking that video of that buck, this big fat bird landed right on your roof rack. It was so cool. So we had a little nature. We had a lot of wonderful moments cruising on down. My truck just rips it. I dampen down those shocks, and it just wants to haul ass. Like, it just is like, let's go, let's do this. When you tighten them down, they're just so snappy and responsive, and not having any weight on the truck, I think it just wants to go.
Well, we're on the road now where you can haul ass. I'll see you back in Bisbee.
Okay, that sounds great. So fun.
See you guys.
Bye.